Welcome to eLearn with Vijayagiri. This is Algebra part 7, and in this part we are going to discuss about negative indices and fractional indices. A negative exponent just means that the base is on the wrong side of the fraction line, so you need to flip the base to the other side. In 1 by x to the power minus 2, x to the power minus 2 is on the denominator and the sign of exponent is negative. So in order to change the sign, you have to take the base from denominator to numerator, so it becomes x to the power 2. Let's check this with laws of indices. We know any number to the power 0 can be written as 1. So instead of 1, we can write x to the power 0. So it becomes x to the power 0 divided by x to the power minus 2. And here it is division, so we can use the division law. So it becomes x to the power 0 minus minus 2. And it will be equal to x to the power 2. So 1 by x to the power minus 2 can be written as x to the power 2. Similarly, y to the power minus 3 can be written as 1 by y to the power 3. Y to the power minus 3, the sign of the exponent is negative and it is on the numerator. So in order to change the sign, you have to change the base from numerator to denominator, so it becomes 1 by y cube. Now we can generalize this as x to the power minus m equal 1 by x to the power m. Let's check some examples. Find the value of 8 to the power minus 2. Here 8 to the power minus 2 is on the numerator, so in order to change the sign we have to take it to denominator, so it will be 1 by 8 square and it will be equal to 1 by 64. Write 1 by x to the power minus 3 with a positive index. In 1 by x to the power minus 3, x to the power minus 3 is on the denominator, so in order to change the sign we have to take it to numerator, so it becomes x to the power 3. Simplify. Write your answer using only positive indices. When an expression contains negative indices, you apply the same law as for other indices to simplify it. X to the power minus 2 into x to the power 4. Here it is multiplication, so we can use multiplication law and it becomes x to the power minus 2 plus 4 and it will be equal to x to the power 2. X to the power 3 divided by x to the power minus 5. Here it is division, so we can use division law. So it will be x to the power 3 minus minus 5 and it will be equal to x to the power 8. X to the power 2 whole to the power minus 3. Here we have to use the law of rising a power. So it will be equal to x to the power 2 into minus 3 and it will be x to the power minus 6. Here the sign of the index is negative, but in question it is asking to write your answer using only positive indices, so we have to change it. In order to change the sign, change the position from numerator to denominator, so it becomes 1 by x to the power 6. Three by 4 whole to the power minus 2. Here inside the bracket fraction is coming and outside power is negative. So in order to change the sign of the power, we have to change numerator to denominator and denominator to numerator. That means we have to take the reciprocal of the fraction. So it becomes 4 by 3 whole to the power 2. And now we can give the power separately for numerator and denominator, and it becomes 4 square by 3 square and it will be equal to 16 by 9. X to the power minus 2 by y cube whole to the power minus 2. Here also it is a fraction, so we have to take reciprocal of the fraction in order to change the sign. So it becomes y cube by x to the power minus 2 whole to the power 2. And now we can give the power separately for numerator and denominator, and we can use the law of rising a power, so it becomes y to the power 3 times 2 by x to the power negative 2 times 2. And we can simplify this as y to the power 6 by x to the power minus 4. Now in x to the power minus 4, the sign of the exponent is negative, so we have to change the position in order to change it. So y to the power 6 into x to the power 4, and it can be simplified as x to the power 4 y to the power 6. Fractional indices. The law of indices also apply when the index is a fraction. In x to the power 1 by 2 into x to the power 1 by 2, the index is a fraction and here it is multiplication. So we can use the multiplication law. So it becomes x to the power 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2, and it will be equal to x to the power 1, and it will be x. Now other laws also we can apply similarly. Now let's check some more things in this. Root x times root x will be equal to root x square, and it will be equal to x. Now let's see the answers, both are same. In the first we were multiplying x to the power 1 by 2 two times, and in the second root x 2 times. And in both cases we got the same answer, that means x to the power 1 by 2 should be equal to root x. Now let's check this with x to the power 1 by 3. When we are multiplying x to the power 1 by 3 three times, we will be getting answer x. And if we are doing the same thing with cube root x, then also we will be getting the same answer as x. Here answers are same, that means x to the power 1 by 3 should be equal to cube root x. At the first we got x to the power 1 by 2 equal root x, then we got x to the power 1 by 3 equal cube root x, and if we follow in similar way, we will be getting x to the power 1 by 5 as fifth root x, and x to the power 1 by 10 as 10th root x. So we can generalize this, and it will be x to the power 1 by n equal nth root x. Let's check some example. Rewrite using root signs. X to the power 1 by 4. We know x to the power 1 by n can be written as nth root x, so x to the power 1 by 4 will be equal to 4th root x. Write in index notation. 5th root 32. We know nth root x can be written as x to the power 1 by n, so 5th root 32 can be written as 32 to the power 1 by 5. Dealing with non-unit fractions. Sometimes you may have to work with indices that are non-unit fractions like x to the power 2 by 3 or y to the power 3 by 4. Let's check this. X to the power 1 by 3 whole square. We can use the law of rising a power, and it becomes x to the power 1 by 3 into 2, and it will be equal to x to the power 2 by 3. And just let's do it oppositely. X to the power 2 by 3. 2 by 3 we can write as 1 into 2 by 3, and it can be written as 1 by 3 into 2. So x to the power 2 by 3 can be written as x to the power 1 by 3 into 2, and it can be written as x to the power 1 by 3 whole square. And in another way we can write it as x to the power 2 into 1 by 3, and it will be equal to x to the power 2 whole to the power 1 by 3. So x to the power 2 by 3 we can write either x to the power 1 by 3 whole to the power 2 or x to the power 2 whole to the power 1 by 3. So we can generalize this as x to the power m by n equal x to the power 1 by n whole to the power m. The fraction numerator by denominator we are writing as 1 by denominator into numerator. This one we can write also in the way x to the power m whole to the power 1 by n. So x to the power m by n we can write as either x to the power 1 by n whole to the power m or x to the power m whole to the power 1 by n. Let's check some example. Work out the value of 27 to the power 2 by 3. Now we understood x to the power m by n can be written as x to the power 1 by n whole to the power m. So 27 to the power 2 by 3 can be written as 27 to the power 1 by 3 whole to the power 2. Now we know x to the power 1 by n will be equal to nth root x. So 27 to the power 1 by 3 can be written as cube root of 27 and whole to the power 2. Now cube root of 27, it is 3, and 3 to the power 2 will be equal to 9. Hope you understood this topic. That's all for now. We'll be continuing in the next video. Thanks for watching.